Hi. Okay. Super glad that you requested to be able to watch the recording of this workshop. Um, Really valuable information here. I do have some notes, so I will be referring to those from time to time, but we're going to be talking about natural solutions for yours and your family's health. Okay. Should be about 40 minutes, but make sure you stay tuned to the end where I will give you a keyword to text me to be able to get onto my calendar for the next step in the process for our wellness consult if that is how you decide to continue. Okay. Here's a pro tip. If you're watching from your phone, turn your phone sideways. It's going to make things bigger for you to see. And at any point during the recording, feel free to take screenshots. If it's something you're like, okay, I want to make sure that we talk about this, or I think I really need this, take screenshots of anything. Okay. All right. So super excited that you're here. And I know from all of the different consults that I've done up until this point that many people struggle with a lot of the different symptoms that you see on the screen here. Okay. Usually it's not just one or two, usually it's a handful. So just kind of think in the back of your head, like, which things are you currently struggling with? Is it energy and stamina? Is it stress and anxiety? Are you getting headaches? Okay. So kind of put that in the back burner. And what we want to talk to you about is the fact that we are going to be addressing getting to the root cause of things. So many symptoms pop up, and we want to be able to figure out, okay, why is that symptom actually happening versus just treating the symptom? And that's what we're going to be focusing on. Okay. So there's two different approaches to health. There's the modern approach and there's the natural approach. The modern approach usually uses pills, prescriptions that are going to address the symptoms, but a lot of times it actually leads to more symptoms, right? And it becomes a never-ending cycle. So as a result, the root cause gets overlooked. Everybody's basically treated the same. You're going to different specialists, right? But we're not really getting better. Here's a crazy fact. $6.5 trillion is spent on global healthcare each year. And we really have to ask ourselves, like, are we even getting better? We are spending 3 times the amount of other countries. All right. Now let's talk about the natural approach. I kind of look at the modern approach like a band-aid approach, right? It's putting a band-aid on the symptoms, but let's talk about the natural approach. This is going to address the body's needs. It's going to focus on the root causes of the health concerns, and it uses a plant-based approach because our body recognizes plant sources and knows what to do with it. So instead of putting a band-aid on a symptom, we're actually getting to the root of what's causing it so that we can promote overall wellness, okay? And because there's no synthetics or fillers, it's safe and you'll get all the benefit without the harmful side effects. All right. So let's talk about my story. So I will be the first to tell you when it comes to health, I knew absolutely nothing when I came into this space. Okay. I was a mom of 3 littles, as you can see in the picture here. And I was feeling extremely burned out. All right. I was drinking a pot of coffee a day. Daily headaches, like 2, 3 o'clock, my headaches would kick in. I had low energy. I couldn't focus on things. I was drinking no water and I was basically surviving on the scraps of my kids' food. Okay. I also had this debilitating hip pain that made me nervous to even carry my kids anywhere. Like I would be holding them and afraid that my hip is going to give out. It started basically end of my pregnancy with my daughter and it really didn't go away. So if any of that sounds familiar to you, I also realized that something had to change when I noticed that my mood was changing. I was taking my stress out on my kids. I was becoming short patience with them. And they were feeling the effects of it. Okay. So fast forward to today, I put a little bit of focus on myself. And the bottom line is I realized that the way I was feeling was not because of being a mom of 3 littles. It was because my body was completely depleted of the nutrients that it needed. Okay. So as you can see in the pictures here, that first picture is a side-by-side comparison. In just over a month of this journey, you can see the reduced inflammation in my face. I had cut down on my caffeine. Now I'm at the point I don't even make coffee at home anymore. It's crazy to me. And I never, ever thought I would say that because I still love my coffee. I'll drink it as a treat here and there, but I don't need it anymore. My headaches, gone. They're just gone. Not because I'm taking ibuprofen or anything. They're gone. The puffiness in my face was shrinking. I had lost inches all around my body and my hip pain disappeared. Another thing, postpartum hair loss. I lost it when I was pregnant with my second son. It never came back. I lost it again more with my daughter. So you can see I was like bald here. Okay. Look at this. That's the same side of my head. It's really crazy. So my hair is growing back and just overall, I feel so much better. So take it from me when I say I was a skeptic, but I've now realized that putting into my body what my body needs, I feel a million times better. All right. So before we start, it's important to understand that things just are not the same as they used to be, okay? From our foods to our soils to our bodies, they're up against more stress and depletion and exposure to toxins than they ever were before. So let's watch a quick video and then I'll explain a bit more.
Is a tomato in the grocery store in 2024 the same as a tomato in 1977?
No, just alone by vitamin and mineral content, absolutely not. We spray 280 billion pounds of glyphosate a year on American crops. If we continue down this path of spraying all these chemicals on our food, we will only have 55 years left before we have no more plantable soil, period, end of story.
Alarming, right? Okay, so in order to get to the root cause of a lot of the different health issues that we face, we need to focus on three key factors: nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Okay, did you know that 96% of Americans lack some essential nutrients? That means 4% of us are in good shape, okay? Which leads to issues like low energy, inflammation, digestive problems. And here's another thing: even organic foods do not provide the same nutrients like they used to. Okay, here's a little statistic for you. In order to get the same nutritional value from an orange today that my grandparents ate, I would need to eat 8 oranges. And when you're thinking about the soils, the depletion, the chemicals on everything, it might not be that surprising, but we can think that we're doing a really good job eating our food, but we're really not getting all of the nutrients that our body needs. Okay. So, and then inflammation. Inflammation is your body's natural defense mechanism against things. So things like infections, injuries, even processed foods, when those come into our bodies have an inflammatory response. Okay. But when inflammation becomes chronic, when we overconsume things like sugar and processed foods, it stresses the body out and it can lead to serious health problems. So many of which you can see on the right-hand side of the screen here. All right. And the number 3 reason is toxic overload. So from birth, we are exposed to a range of chemicals. I want to say it was like 280 chemicals found in the cord blood of newborns, which is really alarming, right? So from birth to our personal care products, to our household cleaners, processed foods, again, over time, these toxins build up in our system and overwhelm our body's natural detox organs, like our liver and our kidneys. And when our bodies can't eliminate toxins effectively, it leads to fatigue, immune issues, and that contributes to all of the different diseases. So we're going to talk about how to minimize these naturally so that our bodies can function optimally. Okay, so why doTERRA? doTERRA stood out to me as the best solution for all of this for 4 different reasons, okay? Number 1, looking at the active ingredients and contaminants. So you may or may not know that the supplement industry is very highly unregulated, which means many of the products that are out there actually contain harmful contaminants or don't have the active ingredients that they claim to have. All right. So in fact, there was a study that was conducted by the FDA. It was from 2007 to 2016, and they found that 776 dietary supplements had contaminants in them, like steroids and unapproved drugs. And 2 out of the 3 leading memory supplements didn't even contain the active ingredient that they needed to enhance memory. So it's important to know that what you're getting or what's on the label is actually what you're getting. All right. Number 2, the co-impact sourcing. doTERRA actually sources their ingredients from all over the world, with 2/3 of the countries that they're getting their products from being developing countries, which is really rewarding. So here's what I want you to think about. When you think of the best potatoes, I bet Idaho comes to mind, right? And that's because they have the perfect environment. They have the right rainfall, the right temperature, the right soil to produce the best potatoes. The same is true with these products. They're sourced from all over the world where the ingredients grow best so that we are getting the best of the best. Okay. And the next piece: purity, potency, and price. doTERRA's products are 100% pure. They're plant-based, they're safe, and they're affordable. And because there's no synthetics, fillers, or contaminants, our bodies recognize that plant source coming in at the cellular level, and they know what to do with it. All right. And number 4, this piece is absolutely huge. Clinical trials. All right. doTERRA's products are backed by research, developed by experts. doTERRA actually has their own team of scientists, and we get our learning from them. Okay. And they are rigorously tested by a third party for safety and effectiveness. So if there is any part of a batch that does not meet the standards, they get rid of the entire batch. That piece is huge. Okay. All right, moving into the wellness pyramid. So you're going to hear me talk a lot about foundational wellness. So it's important to understand what that even means. So if you look at doTERRA's wellness pyramid, you're going to see that it starts with the basics: proper nutrition, staying hydrated, moving our bodies. These are the building blocks for everything else, like managing stress, cutting out toxins, taking care of yourself. So we have to start with nutrition and digestion first. When we focus on these foundational habits, we've seen things like inflammation, low energy, digestive issues naturally get better. And often without having to rely on medications like so many of us have been through before. Our bodies are smart. They know what to do. We just need to fuel them with what they need to do that. All right. So let's dive into how this is going to happen. So we have many success stories from using these products to support foundational wellness, and we're excited to share some of that with you. So to keep everything working properly for optimal health, we're going to focus on 4 key areas, okay? First, we're going to talk about filling our nutrient gaps, supporting brain and heart health, and reducing inflammation, all right? That's going to be done with the VMG and XE Omega bundle. Then PB Restore and Terrazyme, those are going to balance gut bacteria, and they're going to support healthy digestion and help your body actually digest what you're putting in so that it's not leading to other problems later. Okay. And then supporting cellular repair, youthful skin, joint health, metabolism, and reversing the effects of aging. That's going to come in with our collagen piece. So let's see how these kind of work together. All right. So before we actually get into the next product or the first bundle, it's important for you to understand the word bioavailability. Basically, it's how well or how quickly your body can absorb and use the vitamins that you consume. It's not just about what you eat. It's about whether your body has access to those vitamins at all times so it can actually use them. All right. So think of your vitamins and minerals like books on a shelf. When you have a well-organized stocked shelf, your body can easily grab the book that it needs. For example, if your immune system needs a book or needs a boost, it's going to grab vitamin C. It's right there. It's available for it to help. Okay. But if your shelf is missing some books, like let's say, for example, you're low on vitamin D, your body's going to struggle to perform some of the key functions. And without enough, it might be harder to keep your bones strong, your immune system working properly. So we need these vitamins and minerals to be available when our body needs them. All right. So the problem here is, though, that most supplements on the market are only 20 to 30% bioavailable. So even if you've gone and you've tried to buy good supplements, 20 to 30% bioavailable means your body's using 20 to 30%, you're peeing out the rest, okay? So we need more than what food can provide, and that's where supplementation comes in. But just like a well-stocked bookshelf makes it easy to access those, we need bioavailable nutrients for our body to be able to grab and use and respond quickly, all right? Okay, so before we dive into this VMG and Omega bundle, let's listen to what some advocates, they actually tried these for 30 days. Let's hear what they had to say.
The VMG is basically a whole food supplement. I wasn't quite sure what to expect with it because I have taken the LLV for about the last 9 years or so. I wasn't sure, could this product do anything more for me?
VMG Plus couldn't have come at a better time for me because I wanted to be more consistent in all of the things.
It's great for getting all of your vitamins and nutrients. It also supports your immune system in a big way and your brain and mental clarity.
I was asked to be on this trial. I was feeling so much brain clarity, less brain fog, able to do a lot more things.
The biggest difference that I noticed was that my energy was just sustained throughout the day and there weren't dips or valleys or things like that.
I loved how I was very busy this summer, but still able to keep my energy up. I'm in my 50s now, and I felt like I was in my 20s.
So what I love about the omegas is that they are really, really good for the brain.
Fish oil is amazing because it supports your brain health and your heart health, your skin health.
They're also really good for our ligaments and joints and things like that.
When I started to take E-Omega Plus, I was afraid that there'd be a fishy burp, but there wasn't. I was pleasantly surprised that there was none at all.
I know sometimes people have problems swallowing capsules, and if that's a problem, what I did just to taste it, I cut it and I just put it right in my mouth, and it was delicious. There was no fishy taste, nothing. Being 68 years old, the brain health, the fact that I am going to be able to cognitively stay at a higher level by making sure that I'm providing this nutrition, this nourishment to my brain. I just thought if I just get the same results, I'm going to be very happy. I have gotten much more. I've gotten a better night's sleep. I jump out of bed, there's no snoozing. I have top energy. I function at a higher level.
It's a phenomenal product that makes me feel really good. My biggest change was my sustained energy throughout the day. And I really think that it's a combination of the product and my consistency of taking it.
I loved how it was one time a day.
The delivery method is fantastic. I honestly crave it.
The VMG, it tastes tropical, it tastes sweet, it tastes smooth, it tastes really healthy, and it doesn't have an aftertaste. It tastes very refreshing.
With the VMG Plus, the transition was very, very smooth. I started seeing the effects right away.
The LLV is a great product, but this is definitely next level.
I love it. I love it so much. I can't wait to get more.
Okay, so this is where the bioavailability that we talked about with that bookshelf becomes a big deal. All right. So VMG Plus, it's a daily nutritional drink. You can see her here. She's pouring 1 sachet into a cup. It's packed with over 90 quality whole food ingredients. So real foods coming into it. It includes fruits, vegetables, probiotics, and digestive enzymes. It actually has 3 to 4 servings of fruits and vegetables, which is crazy. And it's designed to fill the nutrient gaps that many of us face, especially because, as we mentioned, our diets are falling short. Okay, VMG stands for vitamins, minerals, and greens. But this also has doTERRA's essential oils in it, which helps with that absorbability, that high absorption rate. Okay. So with 3 to 4 servings of the fruits and vegetables, each sachet gives your body the antioxidants and vitamins that it needs, which I know I certainly need because I do not eat enough fruits and vegetables ever. Okay. Plus, it uses liposomal technology, which basically means essential oils to make it 5 times more absorbable than competitors that are out there. doTERRA actually conducted a study of people taking the VMG and found that 91% of the supplement still remained in their body 8 hours later. That's really incredible. Okay. That means your bookshelf is staying stocked. So let's take a look at some results from a clinical trial. Oh, wait. If you're at all wondering about the taste, this is my daughter. She's not even 2 yet.
What do you think? Mama. You want more?
Like every time I make it, she is taking it from me. She's like screaming for it. She wants it. I actually mix mine with our collagen.
Is it good? More? Yeah.
And it tastes amazing. This is proof. Okay. So let's take a look at some results from a clinical trial. First, it was found that VMG is 540% more bioavailable than regular supplements, thanks to those essential oils that we were talking about. So your body is staying stocked and it's able to get the nutrients that it needs, like I said, even 8 hours later. In terms of inflammation, it was found to reduce CRP, that's C-reactive protein. It's basically a marker for inflammation, by 43.5%, which means it's going to be able to help reduce chronic pain, fatigue, and improve overall wellness. And then this part you're all going to love. It was found to decrease biological age by 2 years. So we have a chronological age, right? That's our actual age when we were born. Your biological age is how old you feel, how old your cells are performing. And in 6 weeks, it was found to reduce that by 2 years, which is really incredible. So if you're looking for a supplement that can fill those gaps, it has better absorption. It's going to reduce inflammation for you, and it's going to make you feel younger inside and out. VMG is definitely a good answer. Okay. Now, before we dive into the next product, so we're pairing that VMG with the omegas, right? They have to go together. It's like Bert and Ernie, okay? But before we dive in, it's really important to understand the role that omegas play in our health. So omega-3s and omega-6s, they're both different fatty acids, but we need to understand how they work. So omega-6s, they help with inflammation, which is important in short term. So think about when you roll your ankle, right? The swelling is your body's way of protecting the injury. This is inflammation at work. But the catch is most of us are getting way too many omega-6s from the processed foods that we're eating all the time. And we're not getting nearly enough of the omega-3s. Ideally, we want a 1-to-1 ratio, and we are more like closer to like a 16-to-1 ratio. All right. So without enough omega-3s, it's like leaving your body in a state of swelling constantly, which is what's leading to the chronic inflammation problem that as Americans, many of us face. It can cause things like joint pain, fatigue, and other health issues. It's also like being sick and leaving your body in that constant state of needing rest and recovery, but never being able to fully heal. All right, so the issue is most of us are not getting enough omega-3s in our diets. So unless you're eating fatty fish like salmon several times a week, or including things like flax seeds, walnuts daily, it's easy to miss out on these vitamins and nutrients. So omega-3s are like the good guys. They're coming in to combat that inflammation so that your body can function properly. But it's more than just inflammation, okay? We're going to talk about some other roles that omegas play in our bodies as well. Okay? So think inflammation, obviously, but then also heart health, brain function, and metabolism. Here's something really key. Our bodies cannot produce omega-3s naturally. So we have to be getting them from outside sources. Without them, we're going to struggle. We're going to have brain fog. We're going to have joint pain because remember, our inflammation is going to be really high. We're going to have cardiovascular issues and more. So here is why they're so crucial. Heart health. Omega-3s actually help to lower blood pressure, reduce triglycerides, and make your arteries more flexible, which improves your cardiovascular health. All right. Brain health and pregnancy. Omega-3s, they are essential for healthy brain cells. They support focus, memory, and protect against brain aging diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia. For pregnant mothers, omegas are huge. The higher the omega-3 intake the pregnant mother has, the baby's brain development is going to be better, and it's going to lead to better cognitive function, better IQ, and even better visual acuity. So it's a win for both the mom and the baby. Now, metabolism, that's a big piece we all want, right? Omega-3s actually improve your insulin sensitivity. So they help your body regulate glucose better and maintain a healthy weight. This is especially important for people trying to manage their blood sugar levels or support metabolic function. Studies actually are showing too that higher omega-3 levels are linked to a lower risk of dying from things like heart disease, cancer, and other major health issues. So when our omega-3 levels are higher, our lifespan can become longer. So we really need to bring those omega-3s in an outside source. Okay, let's look at some studies. What did we find with the E Omega Plus? This is doTERRA's brand new version of omegas, and they are top notch. So as we mentioned, our bodies cannot naturally produce these omega-3s on their own. So we need to get them from food or from supplements. Experts actually say that we should be getting around 500 milligrams of omegas a day, which would equate to about 2 cans of tuna fish. And I'm guessing most of us are not eating that, nor would that be healthy because the mercury levels would be too high, okay? The average person, we're supposed to get 500, average person is getting around 90 grams of omegas in, which means we're missing a lot of that health benefit, the brain, the heart, your arteries, all of that, inflammation. So the E Omega Plus, doTERRA's omegas, have 900 milligrams of omega-3s per serving, okay, which is the amount your body actually needs. And doTERRA actually added in the wild orange essential oil, which has limonene, which supports cholesterol, boosts your energy, and helps manage inflammation. Plus, the huge thing about the orange, if you've ever taken fish oil supplements before and you open up the cap and you're instantly like hit with the fish smell, this does not have that, okay? And the orange is also going to keep it from going bad, and you're not going to have fishy burps later. You saw her talk about it in the video. You can literally pop those open in your mouth and it tastes good. It tastes like orange. So you are not going to have any of those negative side effects from that. And actually, in a recent clinical trial that they did on the E-Omega Plus, they found a 16.2% decrease in resting heart rate, which means your heart is beating like 5,000 some less times a day. Really huge improvement, okay? A 30% decrease in the risk of dementia, because remember, it's supporting the brain health. And a 42.2% decrease in diastolic blood pressure. And if you are anybody who has ever tried to lower blood pressure, it's not an easy task. So this is truly a superior product. Okay, we're going to move into the next piece. So if you're looking at the wellness pyramid, we've covered nutrition and digestion. We've covered nutrition, but we need to move into digestion. Okay. We've talked about fueling our bodies with what they need, but if your digestion is not working properly, your body cannot possibly even absorb all the nutrients that you're trying to bring into it. So no matter how good your diet is, no matter how good your supplements are, if your gut isn't aligned, you're not going to absorb everything. Okay. So you may have heard of gut health or probiotics before. So your gut is considered like your second brain. All right. It impacts everything from your immune system to your mental health. If your gut is out of whack, you might struggle with things like bloating, brain fog, skin issues, fatigue, and even things like depression and anxiety. So PB Restore, it's a must have. There's actually one of our doctors with doTERRA that this is hands down his favorite product. Like this is what he puts everybody on. Okay. It contains pre, pro, and postbiotics that are designed to support your gut's microbiome at every single level. The prebiotics act as food for your good gut bacteria. So it helps your good gut bacteria grow and thrive. Okay. Probiotics are the live bacteria that help to balance and replenish your gut. And then postbiotics are the byproducts of the good bacteria. So that helps to maintain the gut lining and manage inflammation. So together they create a powerhouse of gut support. What you might not know, if you've ever tried taking probiotics before, is that many probiotics that are on the market, basically it gets into your body, it gets into your stomach, and because the stomach acid is so harsh, it engulfs it. It eats it up before it ever makes its way into your intestines. So with doTERRA's, it's actually time released. So it's going to get into your stomach and then it's going to time release into your intestines so that it's getting all of the proper bacteria where it needs to be. So kind of think of it as the good bacteria is coming in and it's getting the bad stuff out. It also includes bacterial phages, which target the harmful bacteria and support the healthy flora in your gut. Okay. So with nutrient deficiencies, toxins, and additives in our foods, putting our gut under constant stress, PB Restore is definitely a no-brainer to add on. And they can all be bundled together. So you can get the VMG, the Omegas, and the PB Restore bundled together for a savings. It's our foundational wellness bundle, and it is incredible. Okay. Now, if you are somebody who needs extra digestive support, Terrazyme is our digestive enzyme. So as I talk, I want you to just watch this quick video. There's no sound, but basically the job of any enzyme is to speed up the reaction that it's trying to cause. So in this case, digestion. So you'll notice her putting the digestive enzyme in the pudding, and it's going to turn it like to milk. So many of us need a little additional digestive support, and that's where the Terrazyme comes in. It's 10 active whole food enzymes. And so people like us that struggle to break down food, it causes things like acid reflux, heartburn. We struggle with things like soy, lactose, gluten. It causes things like gas and bloating and pooping. Terrazyme is going to help with all of that. It's going to help with the front end things and the back end things. Another little fun fact that you might not know, you should be pooping 1 to 2 times a day. All right. If you're not, then we need some work in your digestive system. So you can actually look at a couple testimonials here on this page too. Rhonda, she is somebody who struggled with acid reflux for 10 years. She had tried everything, acupuncture, medications. She went to the GI doctor, the regular doctor. Basically, they were all telling her to just take another prescription, right? Take another over-the-counter medication. She started on Terrazyme and some of our foundational wellness supplements for 1 week. And her acid reflux was gone. And now it's been gone for well over a year. So huge success there. And then we have Jenna. Jenna, Terrazyme transformed her gut health. She no longer needs to take Tums for her acid reflux. And it's helped her to be able to tolerate gluten when she takes it with her meals. Okay. We've gotten through nutrition and digestion. We're going to be moving into movement and metabolism. But before that, I want to just talk about some statistics that might surprise you. And since you can't guess, I'm just going to ask the question and I'm going to tell you the answer. So the percentage that diabetes cases have increased in America since 1960, usually I get guesses like 90%, 30%, 700%. Diabetes cases are up 700% since 1960. And now it takes the average American today 2 weeks to consume the same amount of sugar that our ancestors consumed in a year. It takes us 2 weeks. Some people say like one trip through the Starbucks line and, we laugh at that, but there's some truth to that. Some other concerning statistics, only 6.8% of the population has optimal cardiometabolic health. Okay, 6.8%. And the average person spends the last 14 years of their life in a state of declining health. And I'm sure you can think of somebody that my grandpa comes to mind for me. His brain was good. He was in a declining physical state for, it had to be the last 10 to 14 years of his life. And it truly takes a toll on your life. Like you are not living the same quality of life that you could be. And that is where our collagen comes into play. Okay. So we've talked about nutrition. We've talked about digestion. We're moving into movement and metabolism. Movement, moving your body. After every meal, it's recommended you actually go out and move your body for 10 minutes. That's going to help you a ton. But we also have some things that can actually help to support your metabolism in a healthy way. There's some things out there that are on the market that are not a healthy way to support your metabolism. Okay. This is a healthy way. So you may have heard of collagen before. It's kind of a big buzzword right now, but doTERRA's collagen is so much different. Okay. Most collagens only focus on 1 or 2 types. doTERRA actually has 9 different types of marine-based collagen, which means it's doing more than just supporting your hair, skin, and nails. It's designed to support your metabolism too. Okay, it's a freeze-dried powder, which you activate with water. So you open it up, you put it in your water, that's going to activate the ingredients. So that's also good because you're not going to lose ingredients over time that it's going to expire. It's 12 times more absorbable than other brands that are out there. So your body can actually use it properly. Back to the bookshelf analogy, right? So it's not just about how you look though. It actually helps to support your joints, your connective tissue. So picture your bones, right? Filling in that gap between there that causes things like joint pain. It helps with your brain, your gut health. It even helps with things like your A1C, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, which are all key factors that contribute to how good your overall metabolic health is. Here's the game changer piece in there. You probably can't really see it well on the box, but it says collagen plus NMN. Okay. doTERRA added NMN in here. And basically, what that does is it tells your body to produce a molecule called NAD+. NAD+, I put a CD on here. I want you to think about your body like your cells like a scratch CD, right? So when there was a scratch on the CD, that message couldn't get to the player anymore. Our cells are kind of the same. When they become damaged, we need a way to repair them. NAD+ is the molecule that helps to repair it. It's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on those scratches so the cells can function properly again. However, at the age of like 25, the collagen and the NMN in our bodies drop off, or the NAD+ in our bodies drop off the cliff. Okay. That's where they hit the peak. And then by the time we hit 40 or 50, we really start to notice the signs of aging, like wrinkles, joint issues, brittle bones. So when we take NMN from an outside source, it tells our body to produce more of this molecule, which helps us with cell repair. Okay, so it's going to help with things like wrinkles, joint pain, brain fog, and even gray hair. All right. So This collagen is just absolutely incredible. Here are some different improvements that people have found. And let's look at some real results, okay? In the first picture, the top left, you'll notice Rob. Rob noticed his hair going in much faster and fuller after just 2 months of being on the collagen. With all of this too, I didn't mention this yet, but we want to kind of consider 90 days. The cell cycle is 90 days. So let's look at that. Huge, huge improvement. Here's mine. Check this out. Can you see this? Okay. After my postpartum, I showed this in the beginning. Postpartum, I lost my hair. It's coming back. But my hip pain is also gone. I've lost inches. All of that can be attributed to this collagen. All right. On the bottom left, Amy has actually noticed 13 pounds of weight loss, increased energy, and decreased inflammation over the last 6 months by taking the Lifelong Vitality and PB Restore with the collagen. Okay. On the top right, Sarah has noticed dramatically tighter skin and weight loss. And on the bottom right, you see a lady who had red spots on her arms. Anytime she bumped herself, they would appear. Doctors biopsied and said it's just what happens when you get older. But after using the MetaPower for 3 months, the spots are totally gone. And she's seen other changes over time, like 60 pounds of weight loss, thicker hair, her nails are growing better, and she's lowered her A1C. I actually have a customer too who told me I think it was Color Street nails that she was using. And every time she would use them, she would have to like take a break after because her nails would like peel. Since she started taking the collagen for a very short amount of time, she no longer has to wait in between. She can literally do her nails again right after. So really, really incredible. Let's take a look at some other success stories. So you've heard me talking a lot about our VMG and our omegas. On this slide, you'll notice LLV. That stands for Lifelong Vitality. It was our vitamins that came before the VMG and Omega bundle. Okay. So it's kind of like they've been amped up. Those are actually our best selling product for like 10 years, I believe. So the VMG and Omegas have kind of taken that place because they're just more bioavailable, better technology, right? Things change over time. Lifelong Vitality is still an amazing product, but I just wanted to let you know what that means. Okay, so we start with Don. He is feeling completely reinvigorated. He started with scattered and inconsistent sleep, constant knee pain, joint pain all the time. He was taking over-the-counter pain relief multiple times a week. He had low energy. He was napping multiple times a day, and he was unable to walk for long periods due to his knee pain. He started on the Lifelong Vitality and the collagen, and in just the first month, he noticed improvements with loads of energy to keep up with his 3 young grandkids. He is no longer, in a month, needing his over-the-counter medication, sleeping solidly through the night, and his knee has never felt so good post-surgery, right? Sherry, her story is basically migraines. She was having 18 migraines a month. That's only 12 days of no migraines. She was on prescriptions for it for 13 years. She switched to taking shots which then did decrease the migraines to like 4 to 5 per month, but still, that's a lot of migraines. She started on the Lifelong Vitality and the collagen in March of 23, and just 5 months into doing that, she was able to completely stop her prescriptions and her injections. And in the last, I believe it's 15 months at this point, she's only had a total of 6 migraines. So really incredible just from fueling her body with what it needed. Jeannie, her story really spoke to me because of digestive issues that she was having. She was also having 2 migraines a week. But this was the big one. Her stomach, she told me, was a mess. Like her doctor actually told her that she would need to be on stomach medication for the rest of her life. She started on the Lifelong Vitality PB Restore. She also added in PB Assist and Terrazyme because, again, the digestive system was a wreck for her. 1.5 months in, she was able to stop taking her stomach meds completely. And 4 months in, her migraines are now down to 3 per month instead of 2 per week. And she's lost 8 pounds. Really incredible. And then Mark, this testimonial really speaks to the men. Mark was a 3-sport athlete in high school, a power lifter in his 20s, but he had a catastrophic knee injury at the age of 30. So he was taking ibuprofen like candy. And he was at the point also of begging his doctor for shoulder surgery. Okay. He was on Lifelong Vitality for 5 days and his pain was almost completely gone. He can now run up and down the stairs 2 at a time. He can cut wood all day and recover quickly. And he can even lift weights again without shoulder pain. So overall, his quality of life is just that much improved. All right. So this was it. This was our wellness workshop. People love to come to these workshops to be educated. If you decide that you want to share this with others, if you found the information really valuable, we offer 2 different types of workshop. The first one, you just saw it, the wellness workshop. We also do a monthly oils workshop. So if you decide that you want to get just a few friends together, it does not need to be a lot, and you host a class, we will send you a free keychain that has little essential oils in it so that you'll never be without your essential oils. So reach out to me if that's something that you're interested in. And lastly, I just want to talk to you about why doTERRA. If you're like, okay, I could see myself wanting to do this. How could I have my supplements paid for? Can you truly make life-changing income? And how can I be successful here? I will tell you, when I decided to join doTERRA, I didn't even know why. I was actually giving up a job with a previous company, and starting over. I had built a leadership position at my previous company, and for some reason, this felt right, even though I knew nothing about health. I kid you not, I knew nothing, okay? But what I found was I walked into a team that has the steps figured out. doTERRA's comp plan is amazing. You actually get paid on 4 different levels. But this team has figured out 4 simple steps to doing this business. We do a workshop. Following that, we do a wellness consult. Then we unpack the box together with our customers. That piece is so important. My husband and I have ordered from other companies before, and nobody did that. And it's like, you get that box, and you're like, I don't know what to do with it. And then it sits. My husband at one point spent over $300 on some different supplements, but he didn't have that guidance. And so it's still sitting here to this day, not used. Okay. So we set you up for success in that regard, and we follow up with you frequently to make sure that it's going well. So with these steps, you can be successful as an advocate too. This is the piece that I love the most though. Okay. Gradual release. So somebody like me coming in and knowing absolutely nothing. Okay. My upline walked me through it. It started where she ran every single workshop for me. Okay. Then from there, I would take over like a couple slides. From there, I would start doing a little bit more to the point I felt comfortable doing the whole thing. Same thing with the wellness consults. She did it for me, and this is what I would do for you. I would do it for you completely in the beginning with the wellness consults. Then we'll kind of take turns. I'll step in if needed, but I'm there for you if you need me, but you're kind of taking more of the reins. And then eventually when you're comfortable doing it on your own, you do it on your own. Same thing with the unpack the box. So we really stand with you every single step of the way so that you can be successful here. So if any of that sounds interesting, whether it's, like I said, to have your supplements paid for or to go the whole other extreme and make like life-changing income, all of that is possible here. Okay, I told you I was going to have you text me a keyword. I want you to text the word workshop to 716-466-1212. That's going to get you my calendar link so that we can set up for the next step, this wellness consult. There are no 2 people that have the same health journey. So though I went over some really foundational things that are beneficial for most people, we still want to dive into your actual health needs and help you get started. Okay. I'm not going to send you a link and say, here, go browse the website, add what you want. No, we set up a 30-minute wellness consult where we can talk back and forth and come up with the plan that's going to be the best to fit you in to begin. So text the word workshop to 716-466-1212. And I look forward to chatting with you after.